Hey everyone, Melody here, back with another video this week. I hope that you've been having a lovely week so far. I really feel like this week I've been poured into a lot and I'm really grateful for that. As you can hear in my voice right now, I'm not fully back to normal yet. Thank you for your prayers for all the allergies I'm fighting and all that. I am doing much better, but I'm not quite back to singing yet. I was hoping I could make a cover this week, but not quite. But today I just wanted to come to you and speak to you about something that the Lord has been pressing on my heart for, I'd say, a month now, and literally bringing people into my life week after week, just confirming it, literally talking to me about this thing. It's the Alabaster box. It started out really simply with me just having the song Alabaster Box stuck in my head because my mom used to sing that all the time when I was growing up. So I was listening to it day after day with Brielle here. I would just clean the house while listening to it and other songs around that topic. The more I listened to it, the more I was drawn to the whole story of it. And it got me to thinking about my personal life, just how the Lord has brought me out of these dark places that I used to be in when I was a teenager. And how He's really transformed my life, and I look around me now and I see the marriage that I've been blessed with an amazing, loving husband and a beautiful daughter, and the hope for more children in the future, and a wonderful church family, and just being put at the front of these things in leadership, and to have these responsibilities that I'm trusted with, even after knowing all that I have done before. You know, that feeling of gratitude, just constantly thanking the Lord for all that He's done and all that He has been faithful in and continues to be faithful in. And so this whole message of just gratitude and not withholding praise has just really been on my heart, and I feel like a lot of people are resonating with this message, so I wanted to bring it to you today. Let's just go ahead to Luke 7. There are a couple different passages where the Lord is anointed by these women with their alabaster boxes, but this is the one I want to look at today in Luke 7 verse 36, and we're just going to read this together real quick. I'm reading the New King James Version. So it says, "Then one of the Pharisees asked Him to eat with him is Jesus. And He went to the Pharisee's house and sat down to eat. And behold, a woman in the city who was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at the table in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster flask of fragrant oil, and stood at His feet behind Him, weeping. And she began to wash His feet with her tears, and wiped them with the hair of her head. And she kissed His feet, and anointed them with the fragrant oil. Now when the Pharisee who had invited Him saw this, he spoke to himself." He didn't say it to anyone. This was like an internal thought. "This man, if he were a prophet, would know who and what manner of woman this is who is touching him, for she is a sinner." So obviously this guy is disgusted that the Lord is allowing this person of sin to even touch him, which that kind of attitude is disgusting to me. And Jesus answered and said to him, I'm going to keep pausing. I just love how the Lord, when someone speaks that kind of thought in their head to themselves, He's like, no, here's what I think about what you just thought to yourself. Just proving that He's God every time. And Jesus answered and said to him, "Simon, I have something to say to you." So he said, "Teacher, say it." "There was a certain creditor who had two debtors. One owed 500 denarii and the other 50. And when they had nothing with which to repay, he freely forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him more?" Simon answered and said, "I suppose the one whom he forgave more." And he said to him, "You have rightly judged." Then he turned to the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? I entered your house. You gave me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with her tears and wiped them with the hair of her head. You gave me no kiss, but this woman has not ceased to kiss my feet since the time I came in. You did not anoint my head with oil, but this woman has anointed my feet with fragrant oil. Therefore I say to you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loves little." Ouch. Then he said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." And those who sat at the table with him began to say to themselves, "Who is this who even forgives sins?" Then he said to the woman, "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace." It's a really powerful moment. The woman didn't say a word. She knew what she had done. She knew the life that she had been living. But she also knew who Jesus was. And she knew that if she would come to him, he was the only one that could change her. He was the only one who could speak life into her. He was the only one who would have hope for her, who would forgive her of all of her past and send her out as a new woman. And lately I've been really feeling that in my own life because the Father has been so kind to me, knowing my past, knowing how stupid I was as a teenager, knowing the secrets I hid, even in the midst of ministry, and still pushing me forward, and still loving me through it, and never leaving me. He never left me, not once. He's so compassionate. I can really relate with this woman in so many ways, not just how she was forgiven of her past and rose up to live a new life, but also the cost of her praise and how she wasn't going to let anything hold that back because she was grateful. I've had so many people come against my act of faith and my act of praise, but I would never let that keep me from worshiping the one who is worthy, because it's not even for them. They're just viewing it. But the whole moment is between me and him, just to share my gratitude for what he's done, for what he's doing, and for what he promises to do. He's worthy of that costly praise, and he's worthy of so much more, but that's all that I can give. And I just encourage anyone who has felt a judgment on their act of worship and on their act of praise and on their giving to the Lord in gratitude. I just want to speak to you directly. Don't let someone else's opinion of what your relationship with the Lord looks like stop you from giving that costly praise. It is going to cost you. It's going to cost you friends. It might cost you family members, but it's all worth it because he deserves every day to receive our thanks and to receive whatever praise and whatever glory we can bring to him. I want to read you something about alabaster boxes that's really amazing, just to kind of see even further into the act of breaking open this box. It says here that the usual form was a sort of a long, narrow-necked vase or flask with no handles. Some were decorated quite ornately. Alabastrons were designed to preserve the odor of the fragrance for a long time if sealed. Some were said to have lasted for centuries. Other alabastrons had stoppers instead of seals to allow the perfume to be used daily. But for the sealed ones, the perfume was meant to be used all at once, when the seal was broken. This made sealed alabastrons ideal for inclusion in a woman's dowry, as the perfume would keep, or to break the seal and use it at burial. So when she broke it open, who knows how long that had been sealed up. She could have been saving it for a precious moment or for a burial, something like that. But she chose to give it to Jesus. She chose to break it open at his feet, all at once, all for him. And I would urge you to think that to yourself as well. What has been sealed up in my heart that I know I need to give to the Lord, that he's worthy of? What can I break open and just give it all to him all at once? Bring him your best every time. I truly see this season that we're in, especially for our church. Since our Passover conference, we have seen this to be a season of healing. And I'm talking about physical healings. There was this specific service at Passover where I decided, even though I have a kidney infection right now and I'm in some pain and I'm on medication right now, not in this moment, but then, I'm going to give the Lord praise. I'm going to worship through this. And I'm going to believe for healing in my own body. I was miraculously healed in that service. From then on, I had no pain. And testimony after testimony started rolling in after that service and after that whole weekend of different people who had come in with these pains, with these sicknesses, and they were miraculously healed. After they decided, Lord, I'm going to give you my praise. I'm going to decide to choose you over me and to offer up this worship that I know that you are worthy of. To have a bold faith, knowing that you are my healer, you are my provider. There was a sweet woman who gave a testimony of this just a couple weeks ago. She had a pain for over a decade that she had to take medication for every hour, and then it's spaced out, thank the Lord. But then after that service, she has had no pain in her body from that moment that she decided to worship him in the midst of it. He is doing something now, and I'm going to say what I said in that service, that there is a miracle in the room that you are sitting in with your name on it. You just have to reach up and grab it. And the way that we do that is through giving him praise and through giving him worship and through saying thank you for what he has done, for what you are going to do and what you're doing right now in the middle of my praise, in the middle of my giving gratitude, because he's worthy and he's capable. And he wants to heal his people. He wants to pour out his blessings upon them. It's just we have to show him that we have a faith in him and we have a confidence in him that he will do it. And he's the only one who can. The faith of this woman is what saved her. The faith of this woman is what set her apart and what set her into a new life, a new path, a new identity under him, the King Jesus, walking before her, sitting before her, walking before these people who didn't want to see him for who he was, but those that did were healed. Those that did were forgiven. And he's doing the same thing today. He's doing the same thing now. Lord, I feel you in this place. Jesus. I believe that people who are watching this video are going to be healed. And I'm not going to let fear or doubt take over that statement. I'm just going to speak it right now that if you're watching this video, I believe you're going to be healed. Sometimes the thing holding us back from healing or forgiveness is ourselves. I'm kind of just rolling with it now, y'all. Like, I didn't have a whole outline for this. I kind of just depended on the Lord to guide my thoughts. There's always going to be someone on the outside looking in, not understanding what's going on. There will always be someone who has something to say. I've come to a place where I understand that even if I'm living a new life now, even if I'm pursuing him in passionate ministry every day, building his kingdom, there's always going to be someone who has a problem with the way that I'm doing it. And the thing is, it's not for that person. It's for him. I'm not going to let someone's opinion determine my faith, my giving, my route. I'm going to keep pursuing the Lord and giving him thanks and letting him know how grateful I am for this life that he's trusted me with, and to constantly, day after day, night after night, pour out my praise, pour out my worship, even if it's in my bedroom by myself where everything started. That is how I learned to worship, in the bedroom with the door closed, just pouring out my heart before the Lord. And in the midst of my struggles, in the midst of my sins, he chose to love me, he chose to forgive me, he chose to speak a better word over my life. And now I'm living in what he promised. And I believe the same is capable for you. What I'm trying to get at is be bold in your faith. Be so strongly rooted in him that you are unshakable in your faith. Be like this woman. She chose to pour out her love, to pour out her gratitude, to pour out her worship upon the feet of Jesus, despite what everyone else in the room was saying, because she knew that what he would say about her was worth more than what anyone in that moment was going to say about her, because he would speak life, love, peace, healing, forgiveness. That is what he speaks. I know that some people on this channel have a problem with me listening to Bill Johnson sometimes, and I'm going to speak to that at some point, not to explain myself, but to offer a different perspective. What he said about this woman, and I'm going to butcher the quote because I do that all the time, but basically what he said, this woman chose to break open her alabaster box, her most costly praise, and to pour it out on the feet of Jesus regardless of whatever anyone said in the room. But here's a sinner pouring out her praise. Here's a religious folk casting judgment. sitting with Jesus, wondering why Jesus is letting this woman even touch him. But she was the only one who left the room smelling the way Jesus did. Let me say that again. She was the only one who left that room smelling the same way that Jesus did. That is the life I want to live. Little girl's awake. She was taking a nap. I'm gonna wrap this up now because she's awake. So my last word is be bold in your faith. That is why I chose to wear this specific necklace today. I'm gonna do a close-up here when Brielle is not in my lap. But this is a really special piece that I have just received from Alabaster Jewelry. This is a brand that I am very excited to be working with, and their pieces are simple and beautiful and have so much meaning. And I'm gonna leave down below a link to their website, some more information about them that you can find there. They're beautiful pieces that they have to offer and the meaning behind the symbolism within each piece. I'm gonna read you a brief description about who is Alabaster Jewelry, just to kind of give a background of what they stand for and who they are. So Alabaster uses a fresh take to reinvent jewelry for women of faith today. Each piece is crafted around historic symbols or verses, bringing the Bible to life through fashion. They believe that fashion and what you wear represents what you stand for and the message you want others to see. Alabaster designs allow you to fashion your faith, using each design as a beautiful tool to share your faith with others. If you are interested, you can go right down below and check that out. I highly recommend supporting small businesses like these. But that is all for today. I hope that it is being a blessing to you. If it is, it encourages me so much. It helps my channel out so much just by liking a video. So if you could do that right now, just to let me know that these kind of videos are blessing you and bringing you joy and peace and healing even. Like this video right now to let me know, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. Don't you want to see more of this? I post videos every Wednesday. Next week I do hope to post an actual cover. Please be praying for my voice, because if it's completely back, I think y'all know what song I might be doing, considering what this video was about. Looking forward to that, looking forward to all things in the future, and again, I'm always open to suggestions for whatever you guys are wanting to watch, whatever you're wanting to listen to and be encouraged by. Comment down below what that might be. Comment down below your thoughts on this video. Y'all, speaking of comments, we're pretty much aware of the situation that's been happening on most of my recent videos in the comment section, where a fake channel is going in and asking y'all for money. It's a fake channel using my name, using my picture. It's not me. We're really trying our hardest to get rid of this problem, but they keep, once we shut down the channel, they recreate a duplicate. Please spread the word to just let people know it's not me, obviously. But I gotta go. She's getting kind of fussy. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday at 3. Bye. Can you wave bye? Bye.